You are about to listen to another episode of That Sports Guys podcast, hosted by Craig Forrestall. Find Craig on Twitter at that_sports_guy. The That Sports Guys podcast is proudly featured by NFL Draft Diamonds, your draft coverage king. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some football talk.
Hello and welcome to another episode of That Sports Guys podcast. I am Craig Forrestall. You might know me from Twitter as at that_sports_guy. But today it is all about former Cincinnati Bearcats linebacker Jarell White. Jarell, what's going on with you?
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I want to just thank you for making time. You're actually on your way to the Hula Bowl as we speak, laying over, waiting for your next flight in the Los Angeles area. So wanted to thank you for making time. And now, Jarell, everyone has a story, and your story starts in Cincinnati. What's it like growing up in Cincinnati?
Growing up in Cincinnati, I wouldn't say it's a tough area, but it's an area that, you grow as a man on and off the field. If you're an athlete, it's some place that is special, in your heart. It should be special because there's a lot of talent, coming out the city.
And then you played your high school ball at LaSalle High School, where you won 3 consecutive state titles, playing all over the field at running back, linebacker, and defensive back. How talented were those teams? And talk about how tough it was to win multiple state titles.
Those teams were very talented. Definitely my sophomore and junior year, we had D1 athletes all around the board, D-line, O-line, and skilled players. It was tough, winning 3 state titles back to back to back. The first 2 years was kind of, a shocking to the city. We made history at LaSalle and then also in the city of Cincinnati, breaking records that no one could ever think about LaSalle even doing.
And now you also ran track in high school. What were all the different sports you played growing up?
I started off playing football, of course, football, basketball, wrestling, and track. Those were my main sports I played, growing up. I stopped playing wrestling once I got to about high school. So, yeah, and then I always continued to run track. I did AU and high school, but kind of fell over to the football side, just strictly playing football.
And then what was the recruiting process like for you?
Recruiting process was tough. I played varsity as a freshman, so right away I started getting some buzz. Going to my sophomore year, that's when I actually started receiving offers from, the MAC, and then of course the Big Ten started rolling in, and then from there on it was just great. Just figuring out the right position for me. Teams were offered me as an athlete because I played both sides of the ball, running back and linebacker and DB, of course. But I just had to figure out, the right school for me. And, of course, it ended up coming down to Cincinnati, my hometown.
And then can you talk about what it means, Jarell, to you to have played for your hometown college in front of your friends and family?
It was special. One thing about the recruiting process, I wanted to stay, not too far from home, because I wanted my parents and then my family to actually be able to come see me play in person. And being in Cincinnati was probably the best decision for me because, I started a trend. A lot of guys from Cincinnati always want to leave the city, but if you stay there and, just compete and be the person that you are off the field, you're still going to get looked at regardless. And that's something that I wanted to do. And Luke Fickell gave me the opportunity to, showcase that and be the one to lead the way.
And now, can you describe the culture of the football program and what head coach Luke Fickell expects of his student athletes?
It's definitely a tough culture. It's not just for anybody. You have to have the right discipline, a winning mindset, of course, and then just understand that trusting the process is all it's about. You're going to go through ups and downs no matter what in college, and just believing and trusting each other and the brotherhood that we had, took us a long way from my 4 years there.
And then, Jarell, the Cincinnati Bearcats had a phenomenal season, going 9-1, finishing 8th overall in the nation, and played against Georgia in the Peach Bowl. Can you take us through the season and what it meant given all the uncertainty due to the pandemic?
It definitely started in fall camp. We had guys that was uncertain about even playing. You have those guys that wanted to opt out or just, give it up because we didn't know exactly what's going to go on, if we're going to have a season or not. But the seniors, we all stuck together and we wanted to compete at the end of the day, and it showed that we were the ones who come out on top and be able to showcase what we can do, no matter if we were going against, Power Five teams or just the Power Six alone.
And now you earned first team all AAC honors this season, recording 77 total tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 2 interceptions, and 1 touchdown. Can you talk about the type of linebacker you are, Jarell? Give us a self-scouting report.
I'm definitely, an instinct type of guy. I know all of the positions on the back end. I know the offense that's coming my way. I would say I'm more of a hybrid safety. We started a position there which is named the sniper. So that's another thing. You would say linebacker, but then again, when you look on the film, you're all around the field. You're just a playmaker at the end of the day. That's what you want to do. And, Marcus Freeman and Luke Fickle gave me the opportunity to showcase that. They found my true position, and I fell in love with that.
And Jarell, like we said at the beginning, you're actually at an airport right now on your way to the Hula Bowl. So take me through, what does it mean for you to have this opportunity to compete at the Hula Bowl?
It's very special. You can't, take this opportunity for granted. With going on in the pandemic, not too many all-star games are even competing. They're out actually just having virtual interviews with scouts, and I'm actually gonna have a chance to showcase to scouts my skills on the field, during practice throughout the week, and of course the game.
And how are you currently training for your NFL future and the upcoming draft?
I'm training pretty tough. I'm down in Atlanta with Chip Smith, who's a legend in the game, and I wanted someone to push me, to the next level, and who actually have the opportunities for me to even come down there and showcase what I can do and be able to get better each and every day.
And now, Jarell, what are your short-term and long-term football goals?
My short-term goals would just work on my coverage skills, of course. I always got to stay sharp on that, just working on techniques. And then I also want to, maintain my strength and get stronger and explosive. Some long-term goals is, finding my right position for the next level, because I'm still uncertain exactly what will be my role, But whenever I find that role, I want to get better each and every time and be able to say I'm one of the best at that position down the road.
And now, Jarell, we've spent a good amount of time getting to know you as a football player, but I have a few questions away from the game. Are you ready to take those on?
Yeah.
All right. First one. What is your favorite home-cooked meal?
I would say chicken Alfredo. I'm allergic to seafood, so I can't say that shrimp and chicken.
What's the most interesting or memorable college class that you took?
Kinesiology. I'm majored in exercise science, and kinesiology showed me, there's a lot about the body, that not too many people know about, and it helped me understand the body and the roles I can play to help myself get better as a football player as well.
Jarell, you find a time machine and you can either go back in time 2,500 years and be king of a large country, or fast forward 1,500 years and live on another planet.
I would go back in time. I want to go back in time, experience that, become a leader. That's something I always been, a leader, and lead the way for other people to be better. And yeah.
You're stuck on an island and you can pick one weapon and your survival partner. What are your choices?
I would have to pick a machine gun. You can't go wrong with a machine gun. And then I would take my mom. That's my everything. She's raised me to be the man I am today, and she's always been in my corner no matter what.
Who has had the biggest impact on your life and why?
My mom and dad. My dad actually, introduced me to this game of football, at a young age. And ever since then, he's pushed me to be the best player I can be.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Jarell White. Pay attention to him as he's on his way to the Hula Bowl this upcoming week, looking to impress NFL scouts and show them that he is a man with much versatility on the field. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Jarell White. I am Craig Forrestall. Until next time, stay safe and be easy.
Hey everybody, Craig Forrestall. Thanks for tuning in and listening to another episode of That Sports Guys podcast. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at @that_sports_guy to catch all the latest updates and podcast episodes. Until next time, stay safe and be easy.